The timer has absolutely been sped up. You're not crazy. I need you to pay attention. They're doing it all at once. The loud stuff is the SAVE Act, etc., which we know is eventually going to happen. It technically should be DOA in the Senate. However, we anticipate seeing enough blues flip to make it happen. If that doesn't happen, they're going to illegitimately do it with an order that doesn't count, but red states will enforce it anyway. You already know how that's going. So these are distractions. All right. What you should be paying attention to is the Department of the State being ordered to report un-Extion-like behavior at the workplace in the government level. That's where you should be paying attention. You should be paying attention to the fact that DHS is telling immigration attorneys to self-deport. It's not a mistake. You're seeing people go, is this a mix-up? It's not a mix-up. They're doing it because they're helping immigrants. Therefore, they are telling anyone who is adjacent to immigration to get the fuck out. Okay, I need y'all. I'm going to do a podcast episode about this because I can't speak clearly and freely about how deep it goes when people with control complexes, when narcissists tap into faith and steeple peopleness in order to further control. Okay, do you think Co-Sugar Daddy Doo-Doo is a born again believer? Do you think the stench is baptized and prays in the spirit? No, they're going to use it to enforce control. Okay. And like I said before, these denominations don't agree. We have a taxpayer funded faith office. Remember, they did that like week 1. And I said, pay attention. That's what they're going to use to force their way. That's what they used during human equipment times. Okay. They used it for that. They used it to enforce it and say that it was okay. I want you to understand when they say report un-Extion-like behavior, they're not talking about the stuff you actually see in their book. They're talking about things that hurts people's feelings. They're talking about, I don't like that skirt. I don't like that she wears pants. I don't like that haircut. I don't like that hair color. We are talking about control for the sake of control. We're talking about nothing that is over PG is available for anyone, including grown-ups. We are talking bye-bye to all libations and vices, except for the people at the Capitol. The tippity top, the addicts, the criminals, the felons that'll be making these spiritual judgments on everyone. They'll be doing all that stuff. It's not going to stop them. It's going to stop us. They're going to use it to bring back things from thousands of years ago. They're going to use it to bring back young labor, young marriage, okay, to roll the clock back, to bring back people ownership, all right, okay? They are going to use it to force out anyone that isn't like them in the workplace. They're going to use it to get rid of rainbow marriage, and I'm saying it that way because I want this to stay up. They're going to use it to get rid of interracial marriage. They're already doing it in some of the states, okay? They're speeding all of this up. They're doubling up. Okay, it's not a mistake. You're not crazy. It is intentional. They saw how many people are unhappy and they know that that number is only growing. So while on one hand, they're telling you that it's fake and everyone's paid and it's not real and everyone's happy with what they're doing, they are putting the pedal to the metal on the oppression. They are putting the pedal to the metal on encouraging the Ray-Rays and the steeple people to go out there and be as nasty as possible. They are encouraging frozen water and blue bacon to abuse their authority against people in targeted communities. They are pushing for this because they know people are upset and they're trying to get to their finish line before we can get them out. Do you understand? So now I'm going to work on how to put that into a light and bubbly podcast episode so I can giggle while I tell you about how this goes with these people, because I came from this culture and I know how they are. It is a culture that appeals to the worst. So if you are one of the folks who is the personal faith type, the folks that's like, hey, I don't subscribe to that. I'm a believer, but I don't believe in reporting people and forcing and taxpayer funded. What the hell is this? If you're one of those, and this is the time for you to get your boots on, because those people are claiming y'all and they're going to be doing it in your name as well. And they might not agree with you. Like I said, the denominations are different. They might decide that they have an opinion that disagrees with your interpretation, and guess whose interpretation is going to win? The people who don't even really believe in this stuff. Utilizing it so they can immediately mobilize millions of people to demonize other communities based on faith, based on things that have been intentionally mistranslated. You know, like their flagship thing, the rainbows, the G's, how that's not actually in the book, how the scriptures they use to talk about that is actually originally about waters. You know, the thing they have insurance for? That is what the scripture is addressing. People who do that. But because those people make up such a big part of who they have in their group, it was mistranslated intentionally and then they put it out there that it's about G people and that's what it's about. Not true. Not even true. That's a flat out lie. Like the fact that G-Buzz loves business and capitalism and billionaires. Also flat out lies. G-Buzz hates poor people now. Okay? Because that's what they're saying. It's not even in the book. They don't even refer to it anymore. They just tell it. All right? Okay, I'm going to stop because this is getting long. I'm going to do an episode at some point this weekend about this. I got to get my thoughts straight, but pay attention. Pay absolute attention. It's not a mistake. What they're doing is intentional. They're wrapping it up intentionally, and you better be ready to get your hands dirty, or New Gilead is not far away. By not far, I'm talking about a couple of months. We don't even have till the end of the year. Not even.